Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Alma's Vlog. As always, I love you all and I appreciate you all, okay, for staying with us. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. If you've been with us, I love you and I appreciate you. All right, let's go to the topic of today. In my last video, I talked about my next video, which is going to be about the spirit husband and wife, what people call spiritual husbands and wife. All right, okay, let's not waste much time. We are going to start by saying and telling you about the signs you have to see, because this is not something physical, it is something spiritual. Therefore, sometimes some people do not even know how to detect if they have spiritual wife or spiritual husband. Okay, some people don't even know how to detect it, how to know that they actually do. Okay, they feel it's something, something not to bother about, but it is very deep. It's a very broad topic, it's very big, but I'll just teach the ones I can today. Then other days we are going to continue. Okay, today I'm going to be telling you the signs you will see for you to know that you actually have a spiritual wife, okay, or a spiritual husband. All right, you see, I want to start with the women. This is it happens mostly with women. Okay, it happens in men, but I'm talking about the women own is usually very common. Okay, if you're a woman and then you notice that you always have sex in the dream, you always see a strange man that you don't used to see him physically, but you see him when you're sleeping, either in your dreams or when you are asleep, you see him, come to you and then make love to you, sleep with you. Do you think it's an ordinary something? It is not. That is your spiritual husband that comes to make love to you in the dream. Okay? Yes. You see, there are so many things that a spiritual husband can actually cause, even a spiritual wife, if you don't do the right thing. They are very jealous. They are very, very jealous. But I want to emphasize on something today. You see, the issue of spiritual husband and wife is real. It is 100% real. You cannot say that you don't know if you have a spiritual husband when you always have sex in the dream. You see? You have a spiritual husband or wife. Okay? Yes. And they won't stop at nothing than to frustrate you if you don't do the right thing. I've seen several people, they go to one church, from one church to another, they do kabash, they do deliverance and all that. And yet what is happening is happening. And they'll be like, what is going on? Is it that God is not answering their prayers? It's not like that. The issue of spiritual husband, let me even take it as spiritual husband. The issue of spiritual husband is not something that is very ordinary, and it's not something you can just by prayer, because you're praying and then the spiritual husband would leave you. No, even the Holy Bible said it, that give what belongs to Caesar and what belongs to God to God. All right? Yes. Remember that even Satan was one of the angels before. Okay? So, but let's not go into that scripturally. Let's just go straight to the point. You see, if you're a woman, I am a woman, and I know that we tend to hide these things when we notice that these things are happening. We tend to hide it because we feel it's something bad. It's something this. It's some, I understand how you feel, but I need to let you know that this is a covenant. It is a covenant you have with your spiritual husband. You have a covenant with him. You decided even before you were immediately you were conceived. You understand? The day you were conceived, it's a spiritual stuff. It's spiritual. It is not physical. There has been an agreement that you are going to, you are his wife spiritually. Some of you self, you give birth in the dream, in the spiritual world, and you don't even know. You sleep all the time and you see yourself breastfeeding a baby, and in the physical you don't have a child. In the physical, people call you barren because you don't even have a child of your own. You will see somebody, the person, no problem between you and your husband. You've been in good terms. In fact, both of you fell in love with each other. You got married. All of a sudden, you notice that the man has never beaten you before. All of a sudden, he gets angry at everything you do, and he will start hitting you. You see a woman that is very okay. She is very okay. You see, if your spiritual husband does not disturb you when you're single, he will wait for you when you're married. If your spiritual husband does not wait for you when you're married, he will wait for you when you're looking for the fruit of the womb. If he doesn't get you when you're looking for the fruit of the womb, he will get you when you want to deliver a baby, when you have gone for delivery. There are several things that spiritual husbands can cause for you. They cause havoc. They cause havoc if you don't make peace with them. A spiritual husband can make you rich, and a spiritual husband can make you poor. A spiritual husband can make you have peace in your home, and a spiritual husband can cause havoc in your marriage, and it will lead to divorce because they are super jealous. I don't know why a woman will have a spiritual husband. You are sure that you have a spiritual husband. You've gone to spiritual houses. They've told you. You see yourself always having sex in the dream, carrying a baby in the dream, feeding a baby in the dream, doing all sorts of weird things in the dream. And you come to the physical and you're lying to your man. You cannot open up to your man and tell your man that I have a spiritual husband. Or you tell your fiancé, I have a spiritual husband. Is it not better the man is aware that you have a spiritual husband? Then he would go and do the right thing, the necessary thing to settle them, than for you to stay and be dying in, some people will even marry, immediately they marry a rich man. The man will just be wallowing in abject poverty. And you're telling me that you don't know you have a spiritual husband. There are signs. When you see these signs, you have to know that is not ordinary. How can it be ordinary when you sleep instead of your husband to be, instead of you to, some people say they even enjoy having sex when they are sleeping with their spiritual husband more than in the physical. You will see a marriage that is supposed to be, you are supposed to be enjoying yourself with your husband. When your husband come close to you, say, I'm not in the mood. For no just reason, not like you're stressed out, not like you're sick. A spiritual husband can inflict somebody with disease, with illness, so that when you marry, you will be so weak you cannot be active in your marriage. You cannot be active in your marriage. You cannot be active in whatever you are doing, even your sexual aspects of it, so that your husband will go outside and be sleeping with other women while you are there, and he can have you at any point in time, anytime he wants to have you. You will see a woman, she has never been, if she's okay, you will see it's when she wants to deliver a baby, they tell you that bleeding has killed the woman. What kind of bleeding is that? All of a sudden, you notice they tell you that they have sucked all the blood. Spiritual husbands can suck all the blood in your system for you to just die, just like that. See, let me tell you, the world is very deep. This spiritual husband and spiritual wife is not something, that you will not take seriously, because they can scatter your life for you. They can scatter your life for you if you don't do the right thing. Why will you be hiding it? You already know who you are. You know that you are from the water. You are from the marine. You already know that you came. See, let me tell you, everybody came from somewhere. Yes. We all came from somewhere. If you know you are from the water, you are from the marine, if you know you are from the water, why don't you just go and do the right thing? You know the right thing. Some people will do water deliverance. They will do water deliverance for more than 50 times. What is happening will still be happening. You will see your husband will be suffering. You will not have money, your husband will not still have money. You will be having series of problems, from one problem to another in your marriage. Your husband will see you and your face will look like an old woman. In the morning you wake up, all your countenance will change, your mood will change, everything will change about you. Your husband will be saying that this is not the woman I married. The spiritual husband is at work. He will not stop until some of them, when you're single, they don't even want you to marry. They don't want you to marry. They want to keep coming to enjoy you. They will be coming to be enjoying you. They don't even want you to even see any man. Some of them get jealous when your husband loves you too much. If your husband loves you too much, they will bring problem. Because they don't want all your heart to belong to your husband. You'll be there saying, I reject you, I cast you, I bind you, I cast you, I bind you. You have a covenant. Do you know what covenant is? You don't even know if you had an oath. If you had an oath with your spiritual husband. It is good to pray, very good. Let me tell you, I have somebody that I know. This person, when she sleeps, they will come and visit her. She does, for how many years? She has married for 10 years. No, not even a single soul. Not even a single baby in her. Not even a cry of a baby. And she will be having a problem from one problem to another with her husband. She was very loving. She was very kind. All of a sudden, something entered her head. She started moving around with men. The husband came to complain to their family. Look at what is happening. And she married for 10 years, not even a single child. The husband had an accident. He has had an accident more than 4 times. If not that God is with that man would have been dead by now. The spiritual husband does not want anything good to come to them. I know somebody. In fact, this one happened in my husband's colleague in their office. This woman, she married the first husband. She died of the man died of accident. The other one died of plane crash. She said she's not marrying again until she found out that the problem with her is spiritual husband. They are wicked and mean. They won't stop at nothing than to frustrate you. They can make you not to get married. You see a woman, she's 35, she's 40, she's not married. You think it's ordinary. Your spiritual husband is at work. And you say you will not do something about it. You will tell me that, hey, I've been praying, I've been doing midnight, I've been doing this. All those ones are good. But you need to go and settle them. You need to go and settle them. Where is your mother? You need to tell your mother. If your mother is not alive, you need to look for her elder sister. You need to do the work of water walk on your head, in marine walk. If you are single, that is what I'm saying. If you're single, you need to look for your mother and bring her close to yourself. If you have somebody, ask her some questions. If you reincarnated, if there is, let me not go there because it's too deep. I said it before I started. And it looks like I'm saying a lot of things. I'm going too deep in one video. And it's going to take too much time. And the video will be so long, you know. See what you will do. If you're a woman and you know you're about to get married, or you have somebody, you have a fiancé, or you have somebody that, your fiancé, or even a husband, why don't you open up to him? Tell him the truth. He is the one that will save you. He is the one that will save you. All the works you've been doing in your father's house. Hey, Diamond, how are you? I'm on video, okay? So the work you've been doing in your father's house is enough. Say, let me tell you, if you succeed in doing 50 works, water work about spiritual husband in your father's house,